You've been there. The conversation ends, you walk away, and you wonder if you left any mark at all. But what if you could plant a seed in her mind that grows every hour you're apart? Most people ignore the subtle biological triggers that govern memory and attraction. 99% miss the last part, and if you do, you'll stay a social ghost while someone else takes the lead. If you stop now, you're choosing to be forgettable. Thin slicing. Have you ever walked into a room and felt your entire nervous system shift before you even said hello? In our lab at the Science of People, we call this thin slicing. Within the first 7 seconds of meeting someone, your brain is processing thousands of data points to decide if that person is high value or a social risk. We are scanning for two specific things: warmth and competence. Most men focus so hard on looking cool or dominant that they completely leak their social anxiety through micro expressions. They think they're hiding it, but their bodies are shouting the truth. To make her think about you all day, you have to pass the initial biological audit. This isn't about having the perfect face, it's about having a congruent brand. If your words say you're confident, but your hands are hidden in your pockets, her amygdala, the brain's fear center, sends a signal that something is off. When the brain detects a mismatch, it stops looking for connection and starts looking for an exit. You have to be an open book of high warmth signals before you ever utter the 3 words that change everything. Think about your non-verbal volume. Are you taking up space or are you shrinking? High status individuals occupy their territory with a sense of internal sovereignty. They don't fidget, they don't scan the room for validation, and they certainly don't rush the interaction. When you are grounded, you create a safe harbor for her nervous system. In a world that is constantly demanding her attention, a man who provides a sense of stillness is a luxury. This is the foundation of presence mastery. In our research, we found that the most magnetic people are those who are socially curious. They aren't trying to be the most interesting person in the room, they are trying to be the most interested. When you focus your hyper-focus on her, you are already triggering a dopamine response. You are telling her brain that she is the center of the universe for this moment. This is rare. Most people are digital ghosts. Their bodies are in the room, but their minds are in their notifications. By being fully there, you are already winning the game of memory. Curiosity gaps. The second chapter of this psychological journey is what we call the Zeigarnik effect. This is a psychological phenomenon where our brains remember uncompleted tasks or open loops better than completed ones. If you want her to think about you all day, you cannot be an open book. Most men make the mistake of dumping their entire life story, their resume, and their intentions into the first hour. This kills the hunt. If there is no mystery, there is no reason for her brain to keep processing your image. To trigger the chase instinct, you must learn to open curiosity gaps. This is where the 3 words come in. The words are, I noticed that, but it's not just the words, it's the data that follows them. When you say, I noticed that you always look at the door when you're thinking deeply, or I noticed that you have a very specific way of handling stress, you are doing something profound. You are thin slicing her soul. You are showing her that you aren't just looking at her aesthetic, you are witnessing her essence. This creates a mental loop because it forces her to think about how you see her. She begins to wonder, what else has he noticed? Why did he see that when no one else does? You have just opened a file in her brain that she cannot close easily. She will spend the rest of the day scanning her own behavior through the lens of your observation. You have successfully moved from being a social interaction to becoming a mental narrative. You are now a co-author of her internal story. The key to a successful curiosity gap is calibrated observation. It has to be something true, something subtle, and something high warmth. If you point out a flaw, you trigger her threat detection. But if you point out a micro strength or a quirky habit, you trigger a vulnerability loop. You are signaling that you are a vigilant and attuned partner. This level of attunement is the most luxurious gift you can give. It proves that you have the will and the focus to be a master of the relationship. Neural coupling. When you use the I noticed that in trigger, you are engaging in what scientists call neural coupling. This is the state where the brain of the speaker and the brain of the listener actually begin to fire in the same patterns. You are literally getting in sync. Most people are ghosting through their conversations, never reaching this level of synchrony. But when you share a deep observation, you are hard coding your frequency into her nervous system. You are becoming resonant. In our lab, we've studied high rapport couples, and they all have a high degree of linguistic style matching. They use the same words, the same tempo, and the same vocal warmth. By using the 3 words to start a deep observation, you are priming the conversation for depth. You are moving from small talk, which is social dust, to big talk, which is the fuel of intimacy. You are telling her brain that this interaction is high stakes and high value. Neural coupling is also about the power of the pause. After you say those 3 words and share your observation, you must be brave enough to sit in the silence. Most men are terrified of silence, so they fill it with filler words like or like. This signals social anxiety, but a man of character knows that the most important things are said in the gaps. When you pause, you are allowing the dopamine of your observation to settle into her system. You are giving her brain the space to feel the connection. This synchrony is the unstoppable force of true love. It's not about attraction in the traditional sense. It's about alignment. You are 2 resonant vessels finding the same frequency. When you walk away after such an interaction, her body will literally feel the ache of absence because her nervous system has become co-regulated with yours. She will think about you all day because her biology is trying to find that synchrony again. You have become her biological anchor. Vulnerability loops. The 4th chapter is the vulnerability loop. In behavioral science, a vulnerability loop is a 2-step process. Step 1, someone shares a micro-vulnerability. Step 2, the other person signals acceptance. Most men stumble here because they think being a luxury human means being a robot or a fortress. But a fortress is cold and inaccessible. A whole man is a garden with a wall. He has boundaries, he has discipline, but he also has texture. He has life inside. When you say, "I noticed that," and follow it with an observation that touches on a sensitive or deep part of her character, you are inviting her into a vulnerability loop. You are saying, "I see the part of you that you usually hide, and I am still here." This signal of acceptance is the ultimate aphrodisiac for the soul. It lowers her cortisol and raises her oxytocin. You are creating a sanctuary where she can finally drop the social mask. The halal of the heart is the purity of connection. You aren't looking to exploit her vulnerability, you are looking to protect it. When she realizes that you are a safe harbor for her truth, she will become addicted to your presence. In a world of social chameleons who are always judging and performing, a man of integrity who witnesses without judgment is a unicorn. She will spend her day replaying that moment of acceptance in her mind. I want you to realize that your attention is your most valuable asset. When you use it to validate her essence, you are self-signaling your own high value. You are showing that you have the internal abundance to give without needing anything in return. This lack of neediness is the magnetic north of attraction. It allows her to lean into you without fear of you collapsing. You are the mountain. You are the still center of her storm. Status signals. The 5th chapter is about status signals. In our lab, we've analyzed thousands of hours of footage to decide what makes a person a luxury versus an option. A luxury is rare, it has a high price, and it requires effort to maintain. An option is abundant, cheap, and easily replaced. When you use the "I noticed that" trigger, you are self-signaling that you are a man of high status. Why? Because only a man who is internally secure has the cognitive bandwidth to be that observant. Most men are too socially anxious to notice the details. They are too busy performing to witness. By being the one who notices the micro signals of her character, you are placing yourself in the top 1% of men. You are signaling high competence. You are showing that you are a master of people. This acoustic and visual status is what makes her chase your approval. She realizes that your validation actually means something because it is earned through your vigilance. We also have to talk about the power of no. A luxury human has standards. When you say, "I noticed that you were a bit disrespectful to the waiter," you are setting a boundary. Most men are too afraid of losing the option to call out bad behavior. But a man of integrity values universal morality over temporary pleasure. When you set a boundary, you are increasing your price. You are telling her that to be in your orbit, she must level up to your frequency. This moral discipline is incredibly magnetic. It tells her that you are predictably reliable. If you hold yourself to a high standard, you will hold the relationship to a high standard. This provides the psychological safety she needs to fully commit. She will think about you all day because you are the anchor of truth in her life. You aren't a social chameleon who changes for everyone. You are a resonant pillar who stays true to the source. Dopamine spikes. The sixth chapter is the science of the dopamine spike. Dopamine is the chemical of anticipation. It's not about the reward itself, it's about the search for the reward. When you use the 3 words to open a curiosity gap, you are triggering a dopamine loop in her brain. She is searching for the next observation, the next deep talk, the next moment of neural coupling. You have become her positive addiction. In our research, we found that intermittent reinforcement is the strongest driver of behavior. This doesn't mean you play games, it means you are seasonal. You give her 100% presence when you are there, but you are 100% gone when you are not. You have a mission, a purpose, and a discipline that requires your focus. When you walk away after a high rapport interaction, the dopamine doesn't just vanish, it turns into anticipatory hunger. She will think about you all day because her brain is trying to predict when it will get the next hit of your presence. This is the end game of female psychology. You aren't chasing her, you are governing the atmosphere of the relationship. You are the source, and a source is always in demand. By mastering your internal weather and your external cues, you are wiring her brain to associate peace and excitement with your nonverbal brand. I encourage you to practice radiant detachment. This means you are outcome independent. You share your "I noticed that" observation because it is true, not because you want a specific reaction. When you are detached from the ego's need for validation, you are finally free to be authentic. And authenticity is the highest form of social currency. It creates a connection that is unsmearable. You are whole, happy, and free. Predictable reliability. The 7th chapter is predictable reliability. In our lab, we define trust as the ability to predict another person's future behavior based on their past cues. When you use the "I noticed that" trigger consistently, you are building a brand of attunement. You are showing her that she can trust you to see her. This predictable excellence is the most luxurious trait a partner can have. It provides the quiet that the soul needs to thrive. Most relationships fail because of inconsistency cues. One day he is warm, the next he is cold. This creates limbic friction. Her brain stays in vigilance mode, which kills attraction. But when you are disciplined and grounded, you are sending safety cues 24/7. Even when you aren't there, the memory of your steady presence acts as a shield for her. She will think about you all day because you are her secure base. This alignment with universal truth is what creates a legacy connection. You aren't just dating, you are building a fortress of shared values. When she sees that your internal truth matches your external cues, she realizes you are a man of integrity. You are congruent. This clarity of character is what allows her to surrender to the connection. She knows exactly who you are, and she knows that you are safe. I want you to realize that your action must match your signal. If you say, "I notice that you value honesty," you must be honest. If you say, "I notice that you are a hard worker," you must be disciplined. This mutual expansion is the hallmark of a high-value partnership. You are lifting each other up to the highest frequency. You are no longer options for each other. You have become necessities. You are the still point in each other's turning worlds. Acoustic status. The 8th chapter is acoustic status. Your voice is the soundtrack of your value. In our research, we found that people decide on someone's trustworthiness within milliseconds of hearing their vocal pitch. To make the 3 words "I noticed that" truly powerful, you must use your resonant core. This is the voice that comes from your diaphragm, not your throat. It is the voice of internal sovereignty. When you speak from your core, your voice has a low frequency vibration that bypasses the logical brain and speaks directly to the limbic system. It tells her, "I am a man of my word. I am stable. I am here." This is what we call vocal warmth. It's not about being loud, It's about being solid. When your voice is steady, her nervous system registers it as a safety signal. It allows her to lean into the intimacy. We also look at auditory mirroring. High rapport couples naturally match each other's vocal tempo. If she is speaking slowly and thoughtfully, and you respond with high energy, fast paced speech, you are creating dissonance. You are closing the gate. To build memory, you have to tune your instrument to hers. By matching her frequency, you are telling her, I hear you, I see you, and we are on the same wavelength. The most powerful tool in your vocal arsenal is the power of the pause. After you say, I noticed that, you must stop. Let the vibration of the words hang in the air. This presence play creates a curiosity gap. It shows that you aren't in a hurry to please her. You are in a rhythm of your own. This quiet authority is what triggers her vulnerability response. She will spend her day hearing the echo of your resonant voice in her mind. Frontal alignment. The 9th chapter is frontal alignment. In the science of people, the ventral side, the front of our bodies, is our most vulnerable area. It's where all our vital organs are. When we are uncomfortable or defensive, we angle off. We turn our shoulders away, we cross our arms, or we put an object between us. This is a protective barrier. However, when a man is truly present, he gives total frontal alignment. This is the frontal heart fold. It is the ultimate signal of total engagement. You are exposing your most vulnerable self to her. In the lab, we've seen that heart-to-heart contact, even just the orientation, creates a neural coupling effect. Your heart rates actually begin to synchronize. By placing your chest firmly toward hers while you say, I noticed that, you are signaling that she is your only priority. If you give her the shoulder block while you're talking, you are telling her she isn't worth your full focus. This is a micro rejection that kills memory. But if you orient with intention, you are providing her with hyper focus. This is a luxury experience. In a world of distraction, giving undivided orientation is iconic. She will think about you all day because you are the only person who truly saw her frontally. This orientation is rooted in moral integrity. You are choosing to witness the other. You are clearing the social dust from your mind and focusing entirely on the now. When you aren't chasing approval, you are finally free to observe the truth. This high-stakes social lesson is what seals the connection. You have passed the test of the first 7 seconds and the final 70 years. You are whole. Internal sovereignty. The 10th and final chapter is internal sovereignty. This is the end game of female psychology. It is the moment when you truly realize that your happiness is independent of her reaction. You are outcome independent. This isn't apathy, it is fullness. You are so full of your own purpose, your own growth, and your own connection to the source that her interest is a beautiful addition, not a requirement. When you reach internal sovereignty, your micro expressions are genuine. You have a glow of contentment. You can look at her with compassion because you see her beauty behind her social mask. You are the master of the room because you are the master of your own emotions. This lack of neediness is the most magnetic and powerful state a human can achieve. You have passed the test of the soul. You are iconic. In our lab, we call this outcome independence. It is the secret ingredient of charisma. When you are detached from the ego's need for validation, you are finally free to be yourself. And authenticity is the ultimate luxury. She will be obsessed with your stillness. She will chase your peace. But because you are detached, you don't chase back. You attract, you govern, you be. You are a whole man in a fragmented world. True peace is the realization that you are the architect of your own aura. You have the tools, you have the science, and you have the spirit. Don't let another small moment steal your greatness. Be bold, be still, and be kind. The world is hungry for your presence. When you say, I noticed that, with total sincerity, you are transforming the world. You move from the shadows into the light. You are the master of your own destiny. True connection is the moment when your internal light is so bright that it reflects off the person standing in front of you, creating a world of peace and clarity. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are living in alignment with your highest self, and that every breath you take is a step toward your own greatness. When you find that center, you find a truth that is unshakable and a beauty that is eternal. You don't have to search for it. You just have to be it, and the world will mirror your excellence back to you in every touch and every gaze. Be honest, did this speak to you too? Which micro signal have you been leaking that you're ready to trade for silent power?